Hi, I'm Alex from Meyers Company, and today I'm going to talk to you about the operation and programming of the KIJI K1 laser device. First thing we need to talk about is that the KIJI K1 is a Class 3R laser device. You should take care when using it, and please read the manual before performing anything you see in this video. The KIJI device is armed as soon as a battery is installed. That means to render the device safe, the tail cap must be unscrewed about a half revolution, or for most bodies, including the one it's shipped with, the head can also be unscrewed about a quarter revolution. Always verify this, and if there's any doubt, just remove the batteries for safety. Like I said, the KIJI is armed as soon as a battery is installed and all end caps are tightened down. If you're having some issue activating, it's usually because one of the ends is not all the way tightened down, so make sure that's the case. So the KIJI has an indicator light that will tell you when it is firing and when it is in programming mode. But again, I want to iterate, it does not show when the device is armed and powered. The indicator light on the KIJI K1 is located under the cowling near the B.E. Meyers logo. The cowling rotates independently of the rest of the head, so you'll find your logo, and then you're going to want to just rotate this until you find your LED and keep it there so that you can go through programming, and so you can kind of learn how the device responds to button press and activates. With your KIJI K1, there are two models right now. There is the K1 3 degree and the K1 10 degree. Those numbers refer to the divergence the unit produces without a diffuser in front of it. So the K1 3 degree will produce a 3 degree beam. A KIJI K1 10 degree will produce a 10 degree beam. Both of those beams can be modified using the flip-in diffuser. For instance, this is a K1 3 degree, but I can put a 10 degree diffuser in front of it to make it 10 degrees. The K1 10 degree comes with a 40 degree diffuser to make it even wider. So each KIJI has 4 power levels, power level 1, 2, 3, 4. They're referred to as PLs in your manual. PLs 1 through 3 are the same for both KIJIs, and PL4 is different for a KIJI 3 degree. PL4 is 150 milliwatts. For a KIJI 10 degree, PL4 is 350 milliwatts. The other PLs going from bottom to top, PL1 is 5 milliwatts, PL2 is 15 milliwatts, and PL3 is 85 milliwatts, and finally PL4. It's important to know what these PLs are because using this information and the information I'm going to cover with the operation styles, you can then go down your mode chart in your manual and pick a mode that you want to use. One of the reasons the device ships in mode 26 is because that mode allows you to cycle through all the power levels so that you can see what power levels you have available and what the device looks like, and then you can make an educated decision about the mode and operation style that you want to use. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be using a demonstration unit that emits a red LED so that you can see how the device responds to button presses, so that the LED is a bit easier to see, and so that it is safe for the purposes of filming. I want to be clear that if you are trying to program your KIJI device or operate it or familiarizing yourself with it, that you need to read the manual first after you have watched this video, and that whenever you are doing something where the device is not pointed in a safe direction downrange, the aperture cover needs to be completely covered and still point in a safe direction. Because every time you press the activation button after a battery is installed, the KIJI device will emit IR energy unless you're in programming mode. So please exercise laser safety. Now, going to this demonstration unit, I have a cap in place. Even though it is a red unit, I'm demonstrating good laser safety for programming. Cowling is removed for clarity, and I'm going to find my indicator light. Your indicator light will, again, be at any orientation on the head, and so you're going to need to rotate your cowling to locate it if your cowling's installed, but mine is right here. So I have a battery installed in this demonstrator unit right now. and I'm just going to show you what it looks like when I tap the device. We have a red LED activating when the device is firing. Again, there is no armed LED. There is no difference whether or not a battery is or is not installed. So it is up to you to render the device safe by unscrewing the head. And so again, when the head's screwed in, pressing the button will give you a red activation light. You should get used to the switch that you have attached to the device because different switches have different press depths and sort of behavior to make sure that the device is actually firing. So with the switch that ships with the device, it can either be tapped or clicked down for constant on. The device recognizes both of these actions the same. So when I go into talking to you about taps, I mean taps or clicks. The reason we prefer taps is because a lot of the mode changing in the KIJI require fairly quick taps or clicks. So taps are the preferred method. All right, so I'm going to go over the 3 operation styles that the KIJI has that you can use when selecting what mode you want to use. For the purpose of this, I'm using the demonstration KIJI, and I'm going to remove the protective cap from a safety perspective. Again, this demonstration unit shines a red LED for the purposes of this video. For actually verifying what your KIJI device does, you need to take the device outside and use night vision in a safe environment to evaluate your PLs. I'm simply showing you here so you can see what the button presses do when I do them in this environment. So of the 3 operation styles, we're going to go over simple. Simple is simple. There are 4 PLs in the KIJI, and modes 1 through 4 are the simple modes. Each mode corresponds to a PL. When you're in that mode, you press the device, you press the button on the device, either momentary tap or you have any aftermarket remote cable on there, and it operates only in that power level that mode corresponds to. It operates just like a flashlight. The purpose of this mode is to make it dead easy to use, no complication, and you've already predetermined the power level you want, and that is the only power level you're going to get out of the device. This works really well for dedicated helmet lights where you know it's only for one illumination environment. If you need to use it only as a searching tool and you need it low light, anything like that. The simplest way to operate the device, you just happen to get to select the output power by programming it. The next operation style is called cycled. Cycled allows you to cycle through any of the 4 power levels from 2 of them to 3 of them to 4 of them up or down in whatever order you choose. So in the most basic configuration is cycled for mode 26. That will take you from power levels 1 to 2 to 3 and to 4. I'm going to show you how that operates, and then we're going to talk about the other types of modes that cycled has. I'm in mode 26, which is how the device ships with our demonstration KIJI. If I press or tap this button, it's going to start on PL1. If I let go, we're going to come back to PL1. And I can click through just like that. So cycled cycles through the modes by tapping quickly. So if I go 1, 2, it's now the next level higher. Now if I tap again, it's going to reset. And the reason for this is so that you don't accidentally step up the power level. Every time you want to reach a new power level, you need to tap up to it. So I'm just going to demonstrate this and talk out loud. To get PL1, I'm going to tap once, and I can click through and hold it. To get PL2, I'm going to tap twice. I'm going to go 1, 2, and I can click in and hold it, and I'm just going to stay there. To get PL3, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, or another brightness, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're there. This style can be useful when you need to advance through the PLs to adjust for your environment, but time is not of the essence for doing so. When you're in a cycled mode like this, the modes do not loop through like some flashlights do. This is so that you don't get lost thinking, am I on 4? You press again, and now you've gone back to 1. So for instance, in mode 26, I can go up to PL4 with 4 taps. If I do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm at 4 here, that's great. If I do 5 or 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just keep doing this, and it's going to keep giving me 4. It caps out so that you don't lose your place. If you want to restart, you just come off it, and you'll be at 1 again. To give you some examples of running through this, if I wanted PL3, I'd go 1, 2, 3. Hold it, I'm in PL3. If I wanted PL2, I'd go 1, 2. If I wanted PL1, it's a simple 1. But I'm not going to just tap up. So again, if I wanted 3, I'd go 1, 2, 3. To get 4, I can't tap and click again. It's always going to reset so that finding your place is consistent. So if I'm at 3, 1, 2, 3, to get to 4, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, this is so you can find your way through the modes without it looping or being confusing on the timer. And that is how cycled mode operates. Now, if you look at your chart, you'll notice the cycled operation style has the most modes attached to it. The chart is telling you in which order those PLs appear. So you'll notice you can have a cycled mode that only has PLs 1, 2, and 3, and it starts bright at PL3 and goes down. There's any combination that you can possibly think of. Again, this is why the device ships in cycled mode 26, so you can walk through, see your output powers, figure out what you want, and then go figure out the mode and operation style that works for you. And that is the overview of cycled. The last operation style is called toggled. Toggled allows you to pick 2 of the PLs and rapidly swap between them in a manner that is almost impossible to do inadvertently, but can be done quickly if deliberately performed. For this demonstration on this red demonstration KIJI, I'm in mode 30, which is PL1 and PL4, so lowest to brightest, and it'll be very easy to see. When you're in this mode, when you press the button, it's going to operate just like it does in simple. You can tap it and press it and click it as many times as you want. It's going to just give you that PL. The reason for this is so that you do not inadvertently change the PL, and you can do any sorts of light on, light off searching techniques without having something change on you. Like we said, we're in mode 30, which is the lowest PL and the highest PL, and you're able to rapidly change that. So to do it, you're going to do what we call a triple tap. If you have a newer mall, you're familiar with this, it's tap, tap, hold, and it will flip over, and it's very quick. You should be able to perform this with almost no delay, and you can actually perform it fast enough where you don't see the device even emit, but it will still work. So the timer for doing this is 200 milliseconds between each tap, so it's again very fast. Demonstrating this, I'm going to go show you that I'm on PL1. Again, I can click in and out. If I want to change this, I'm going to go tap, tap, hold, and you'll see it swap over. And once I'm in this, it's going to stay on that high PL now. It doesn't have to stay on the hold. So I have completely flopped my device over. And to go back, I'm going to go tap, tap, hold, and I go back down. And now I can just click in and out just like normal. So this is very useful if you have your KIJI set up for interior-exterior illumination, where you know for inside you want super low power, and then as soon as you come up to your portal or you're moving outside, you can just go tap, tap, hold, and flop over, and now when you're running it on your tape switch or whatever button you have, it's going to operate in high power very easily. So no stepping through like cycling does, which can get confusing. It's much like simple, but you always have access to another power level, and that is toggled. To put your device into programming mode, you're going to give it a series of taps or clicks, hold, and then it will enter programming mode. And I'm going to describe to you along the way what's happening. This programming portion assumes you've already understood the operation styles that we've discussed and have found a mode that you want to go to on the mode table. The KIJI K1 device, regardless of which version you have, ships in mode 26 as the default mode, and that's where we're going to be starting from here. We're going to be going from mode 26 to 31, which is the one I have selected for this demonstration. There's two ways to verify that your device is receiving taps to get into programming mode. Either you're going to watch the indicator light, or you're going to have your night vision down, the device pointed in a safe direction, downrange, and you're going to watch for IR light to appear. Remember, the device is fairly powerful, so I would advise doing that outside if you're going to do the night vision approach. With our indicator light here, to get into programming mode, we're going to give the device 6 taps and hold on the 6th tap or click. You can use whichever you want. However, the time between taps must be 200 milliseconds, which is fairly quick. If you're having difficulties getting into programming mode, it is likely that you are performing the taps too slowly or they're not being registered. Remember to make sure that your device is actually flashing red or you're seeing it downrange with your night vision when you're performing this. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 6 taps and hold. You're going to see the red LED blink each time. On the 6th one, it will be emitting and then it will stop, continue to hold, and it will start blinking blue, and that will mean we're in programming mode. You can continue holding once we've gotten into programming mode. I'm going to click down for demonstration purposes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm holding now, and you notice it's gone off, and now the KIJI has started blinking blue. Again, I'm holding, I'm gonna click it to just latch it into place. And now you're gonna see what appears to be a random blink pattern. So this is the pattern in dots or dashes that represents the mode number that you're in. So we're in mode 26, because that's the default mode, and this is going to blink with 5 long dashes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 1 short dot. And it's going to just keep repeating that. And this is doing 2 things. Once it's blue, we know we're in programming mode, we know we're not emitting anymore, and we know what mode we're in. So once this restarts, I'll go over it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 on that short dot. So there will be 5 long ones and then a short one to represent 26. And so that system of long dashes equaling 5 and a short dot equaling 1 is going to be how you determine what mode you're in. Once you're in programming mode, it's very easy to exit. All you need to do is release your click or stop holding and wait about 2 seconds. If you tap too soon, you're going to start cycling through modes and it can get confusing, so just wait. So I've exited back out of programming mode. We haven't changed anything. I entered programming mode, verified that I was in mode 26, and I exited. The next thing we're going to talk about once we're in programming mode is actually changing modes. So I'm going to re-enter programming mode with these 6 taps. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and hold. It's going to turn off. And then we're going to be in programming mode. Now, as soon as it starts blinking blue, you can start advancing the modes or doing whatever it is you need to do. You don't actually need to watch the blink pattern. So if I wanted to go from mode 26 to mode 31, I need to give it 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 taps. To get there, I need to give it 5 taps. So right now, I'm going to go from 26 to 31 simply by tapping, and you're going to see it blink red each time. And on the 5th tap, I'm just going to hold, just like we did to get into programming mode, and wait for it to start blinking again. So doing this with you, let's verify that we're in mode 26. We are in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26. Great. I'm going to go to 31, so I'm simply going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. You saw it blink each time, and now it's going to start blinking out our new mode. As soon as the device blinks blue, it saved the new mode. We're going to go to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31. So we've moved to mode 31. The easiest thing to do when advancing modes is to either count out the amount of steps you need to do or count the mode number out loud to yourself. Remember, you need to hold on the last one and not hit that last one and then hold. Otherwise, you'll advance an extra mode. Now, we're in mode 31. The mode table is a circle, and there's 32 modes. So once you hit mode 32, the next mode is going to be 1. So for instance, from 31, if we were going to go to mode 5, counting out loud, I'm going to go 31 because that's where we're at, 32, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've held on the fifth one. And as soon as it starts blinking again, we know we've moved, and you'll see we just got one long dash indicating we are in mode 5. Now, if you're trying to do a really long mode movement, say from mode 5 to mode 20, just break it up and stop in between. Go from mode 5 to mode 10, then go from mode 10 to mode 15, go to mode 15 to mode 20. There's no penalty for breaking it up. You can stop and check your mode at any time. Now, to lock a mode in, since we're sitting here, I've still been holding this button this whole time at mode 5 in programming. All you need to do is release and wait 2 seconds like I showed you earlier to exit programming mode, because as soon as the device blinks blue, you've already set that mode. So ever since we got to 5 and this has been blinking, as long as I let go, which I'm going to do now, and wait, we are now in mode 5. So now that we've exited programming mode, again, just to show you and verify, we can enter programming mode again, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. It's going to go off. It's going to start blinking. And we're going to get our single dash again, showing us that we are in mode 5. So it's very easy to get in and out once you have the pattern. Again, it's fast. If you're having trouble, it is because you're doing it too slowly. Now, the final thing to know about the whole programming system is sometimes it can take too long, or you know what mode you want to go do and you don't really care what mode you were in. There is an additional way to get into programming mode. I've just exited programming mode by releasing. I'm waiting. Resetting the device is entering programming mode and going directly to mode 26, which is the mode the device ships in. To do this, you're going to perform the same behavior you do to get into programming mode, but you're going to use 8 taps instead of 6. I'm going to show you that right here. So we've just verified already that we are in mode 5. So normally if I enter programming mode, it would just show me that I'm in mode 5. If I'm resetting the device, it's going to enter programming mode and immediately show me I'm mode in 26. So I'm going to show you that right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. The LED is going to turn off, and it's going to start blinking. But you'll notice 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26. So we've already been reset to mode 26 as soon as it started blinking blue, and I can just let go and wait. And now we're in mode 26. This is incredibly useful if you've just picked up a KIJI and you don't know what mode it's in, or you have modes that are in the 30s or the high 20s that you want to get to. It's really easy to, regardless of what mode you're in, just enter programming by resetting and then tapping through, because once you've reset, programming works the same way as it did before. Now I'm going to go over, just for explanation's sake, resetting and advancing the mode, because it works exactly the same as what we've described. So I'm going to do reset to mode 26, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to turn off. It's going to start blinking. We already know we're in mode 26 because we did the 8 taps and we entered. We don't need to watch this flash. You don't need to wait for it to stop flashing. You can just start tapping. So I'm in mode 26 and I'm going to go to mode 32. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Hold it. Wait for the blinking. We're there. Now, once you get used to this pattern, you can operate and change modes very quickly when you're trying to adapt the device to different roles. And that is the basics of entering programming modes and selecting a mode. Thank you very much.